And hello again. Welcome back to the Japan Game Junk Podcast, your favorite podcast. So today I will describe a visit on April 21st, 2024, made to the Zest store in Sagamihara city of Kanagawa. Now, this store has recently been taken over by the Surugaya company, which is for the better because Surugaya is a very nice chain. But it still has the Zest, on the door and in the signs and stuff. So it's hard to say which store is really in charge as of this moment. But at the moment, I believe it is the Zest Sagamihara store. Few of things that were in store, literally and figuratively, and also literally again, with the shopping that was there that on this day. Even though in the end I ended up getting a 3DO game and an Xbox One game that were less than 1,000 yen each, much more interesting stuff to be seen were as follows. First, kind of interestingly, a new in-box PS Vita power adapter, which actually is just your typical, the DC, the round, the DC adapter. Don't want to call it a cigarette lighter adapter because, these days, people should stop smoking. It's one of the worst things in the world. But yes, that car adapter, 300 yen, brand new in the box. Now, all it is the typical, thing you plug in, and then you can plug in a USB thing in there. But yeah, it was an official Sony licensed Vita, power adapter, 300 yen. It's got the branding on it. It's good, right? I don't know. You can get it if you want. Also, they had a PS3, the 60 gigabyte version, gigabyteation. Anyway, the original PS3 that can play PS2 and PS1 games as well. This is the more sought after 60 gig version, as opposed to the 20 gig version. 12,000 yen. Very occasionally you'll find, and this was complete in box. Very occasionally you might find them with the hard drive removed or other stuff, and it's kind of not such a great purchase for in the thousands, less than 10,000. But this is probably the best value I've seen it for it on sale for a long time. Random thing in a plastic bag. Game Gear TV tuner, 1,000 yen. I got mine junk 300 yen many years ago, but cheapest I've seen it for a long time. You want to watch stuff on your Game Gear, which I do recommend. I do have my little portable TV I like to play stuff on just as a joke, as a laugh, but you can do the same with the Game Gear, because even though it can't pick up any TV anymore, you can indeed plug in a three-pronged, I don't know what it is called, but where you have the RCA cables on one side and the headphone adapting thing on the one side, 3.5 millimeter jack that has the 3 connectors on it. You can watch it. You can watch your Laserdisc player on your Game Gear screen. You can play your PS2 on your Game. You can play your Dreamcast on your Game Gear screen. You surely could with the Game Gear TV tuner. Next up, the cheapest I've ever seen a Neo Geo ROM cartridge, complete in box, at least in the past few years. The Samurai Spirits, the first one, in my opinion the best one, 4,000 yen. All included for your Neo Geo ROM system. If I still had my Neo Geo ROM system and I needed a game, I'd just get this immediately and be very happy. Less of a value for the Mega Drive, Snow Brothers, 140,000 yen. That is over $1,000 US for this Mega Drive cartridge, the Snow Brothers. Which reminds me of a Snow Brothers, Snow Bros track put out by classic independent rappist Pimp Daddy Welfare. They made a rap about the Snow Brothers, Snow Bros. And yeah, that was something. Next, the Neo Geo still is having some new releases put out by, hobbyists who then fund the physical release. But on the Neo Geo ROM, the huge ROM cassette, you can get new releases of recent games for about 50,000 yen at this store. The cheapest thing that I wish I had bought just to have it, but at the moment I can't play it, but I thought I should probably get it, but I ended up kind of thinking I shouldn't, because I might find a better version later for not much more. That is, for the aPC-FX, the Queen of Queens All Japan Women's Pro Wrestling game. Complete in box, but very, very faded. It looks like it was had some sun damage on the case. It was only 1,800 yen. But, yeah, I think I've seen it before complete for about 4,000, and if I got it as a really good collector for a game I'd really want to play on a system, I'd probably, if I was paying that much, I'd just go ahead and pay more to get the very nice looking one, I thought. So I ended up not buying this one that day. So still there if you want to go get it. Guilty Gear Petite for the WonderSwan, 4,600 yen. Kind of a lot of money, but cheaper than it was at retail when it first came out, and much, much cheaper than you can find anywhere else. So Guilty Gear Black and White on your portable, it's a good buy, actually. And then the same price anywhere, but as it was one of my favorite games as a teen, Way of the Warrior for 3DO, the fighting game, 9,600 yen. It's about the going price. Almost every store it's in the 9,000 to 10,000 yen range. So anyway, they had one too. There you go. Zest Sagamihara. Also the subject of a recent YouTube short I made of a Danganronpa vending machine. So go watch that. In fact, after you're listening to this now, if you're not listening on YouTube and you're listening on your podcast player, maybe your smartphone, go to my YouTube channel, Japan Game Junk, and find my Danganronpa vending machine video shorts. There are 3 so far I've found. 3 vending machines for Danganronpa, all of them outside of Zest stores. That's all, I guess. And goodbye, I guess.